Hey everybody, welcome back to Ravenstead. It's time for another build. We're going to continue with our Underdark series and build another one of these 8-inch by 8-inch tiles. I'm envisioning 4, 6, 9 of these maybe in the series. Why don't you watch over my shoulder and let's get something built.
Alright, let's get into this build. I'm going to build up a couple of plateaus here so we have some different levels for our miniatures to stand on. I'm just kind of matching up the pathways that I put into the first tile, and then just kind of moving that second tile around in different locations. I want these tiles to be pretty dynamic so I can move them around. I'm going to use a craft knife here and I'll cut myself, so don't worry about that. I just want to give these plateaus a little texture. They kind of look like just puzzle pieces right now. So I'm trimming the edges here, and then I'll cut in a couple different levels in each piece. And that'll just give it some visual interest. Work on the edges here with a wire brush to give it a little bit more texture. And then we'll just go ahead and hit those factory surfaces with a little bit of aluminum foil. Give it a rough texture. I'll glue these pieces down. So I got to keep in mind the base size for my miniatures and make sure that they can stand on every level. Those all situated. Now we're going to make some mushrooms. That's kind of the feature of this build. So I took a 1.5 inch square piece of foam, cut it down the length, and then trim the top. I'm going to sand this outside. I got to put my dust mask on and go do that out in the open. Get it nice and smooth. So that was just 220 grit sandpaper. And here I'm using a 11 blade, making an angled plunging cut all the way around. And that ended up giving me a pretty cool effect there on the bottom side of the mushroom. I don't know if we'll end up seeing that later, but you know, it's got that gill effect that mushrooms have. And then just scalloping the edge here with the back of my knife, give it a little bit more texture. We'll trim down the stem of the mushroom. We can make these all different types. I went with just one type of mushroom for this particular tile, but I think we'll do this again, and we'll have some flat ones and maybe some fan type fungus growing around. I did remember to paint the undersides of these with black paint and Mod Podge mixture, because I don't think I'll be able to get to those too easily later on. And I'm just going to hot glue these down. If you have, heavy-handed players who are kind of rough with their terrain, one, tell them to stop doing that. Two, you could put some toothpicks in there to kind of give it a little extra structure. But this hot glue does pretty good for my group. They know better. So I'll paint this out with that Mod Podge and black paint mixture, and that stiffens everything up and gives us a base for all of our shadows. Being the Underdark, we need a lot of shadow, so this tile will end up being fairly dark at the end. Do a little bit of dry brushing here, first with a dark purple, and then I'll go over it with a lighter neon purple. I kind of changed my mind on these mushrooms as I went along. They just didn't have enough contrast really to stand out, so I ended up using some almost white paint and then some more of the neon colors. I'll show you that here in a bit. So just highlighting those pathways with a little bit more of the neon purple. And I'm doing this wet on wet, so the paint kind of mixes on the brush a little bit. It gives us a good, homogenized look. A little neon green in there. And I'll hit the edges here and there. And like I said, I wasn't very satisfied with the effect on the mushrooms, so we'll get back to that in a second. A little bit of purple wash. I made this wash up in the last video. I'll leave a link to it there at the end, so you can click and watch that first video. And that goes over the whole piece. Once that's dry, it's pretty muted. So here I just used the same dirty brush, so the purple kind of mixed in with the light beige, and then I'm just kind of tapping little dots of the neon purple and blue on there. Looks just like confetti cake, I think. And kind of made a little halo area around each group of mushrooms to give kind of a glow effect. Now we're going to do a little bit of flocking. I want to cover the bases of those mushrooms where the glue joint is, And then I thought it'd be kind of cool to have these tendrils, fungal tendrils coming out from the mushrooms, like it's all one kind of entity growing. Somebody wants to build us a stat card for those, that'd be cool. Poisonous mushrooms. That's a mixture of lichen and a little bit of purple sphagnum moss. It was dyed, and I ground that up. I made that in the last video too. You can check that out again. So it's ready. Let's put it under the blacklight so you can get a good look at it. Here it is, the mushroom grove. It really glows. So that paint worked out really well. I was pretty pleased. Thanks for watching another video. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get some more input on this Underdark series. I think maybe we're going to attack some spider webs next time. We'll see how that goes. I got a few pictures of the two tiles together. That's spooky. And the last picture here, you'll see the tile under incandescent light with a single blacklight bulb. So I'll give you an idea what it looks like to the eye. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.